Hey, Internet! Highway 47 is back, and Dracofunk is now in space. And now we are increased space-wide presence through various means, which we were about to describe. So, what do we got going on today, man?
Well, sorry, I'm opening a drink. We have just a lot of routine work. I don't remember what I was doing first. I think
Well,
we have oh yeah, the space bus. So the space bus was designed to carry people from the moon station to the Kerbin station, and it's going to make its first official run.
all right.
So it's going to fly back to Kerbin and rendezvous with Enterprise Station,
Uh,
and then it we are going to need some passengers.
Yeah. You can't you can't have a bus if you don't you know, abduct people to put on it or something.
Yeah, so here I one of the shots of the ship just deorbiting,
Hmm.
and you have to deorbit the right way. So this is the mining ship.
Okay.
So the sole purpose of the moon station is to basically act as a fuel depot
Perfect.
for the Kerbin system. No,
Oh.
that's fine. I'm spinning to, shoot off the boosters.
Right.
And
Did they survive that?
most of them. I I tried to make this 100% reusable. See,
Partially reusable space program.
mostly.
Mostly. That's fine.
So I'm just getting the moon mining ship into orbit,
Good.
and I'm just going to go ahead and send it to the moon. It's not going to dock with the station first.
Okay.
It's going to take off from Kerbin, fly to the moon, and land on the moon. I think
Perfect.
this will be my first moon landing.
Okay.
So right now, this is getting into orbit. The space bus is on its way back to Kerbin.
Hmm.
So right now, I'm juggling between a ship going to the moon and a ship coming from the moon. And right now, I just set my moon target. I got my burn set up. It's 700, you know,
Yeah.
meters per
704 meters.
704 meters per second.
Right.
And
Okay.
the ship has a lot of delta V, but I'm hoping it has enough to basically do all this in one.
Oh, you're gonna need a bunch of it to do the landing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I've almost got my encounter right there, and
All right. Looking good.
set up the alarm clock. Go to warp next, and this I have two sphere of influence changes. This is the space bus,
Uh huh.
basically setting up its orbit. I'm renaming it because I'm having trouble with the space station around the moon and the space
Right.
bus.
Right.
They keep taking each other's names. Like, and here's the mining ship making its
Making its approach to the moon.
yep. Now I have and I'm doing two things at once. I'm deorbiting the space or not deorbiting, establishing an orbit of the space bus and the mining ship.
Right.
Basically, they cross paths. They're doing the opposite thing. At, but
I
that's
mean,
fine because we
yeah,
can do
it's
that, and
fine.
that's the way.
That's a
This is a space program.
Exactly, and that's why
Things,
you have multiple crew people. We have
yeah.
Thorndard and and Furdo. There's
Sha-
Phony
Phony and Shanmund.
Shawnmond.
And now the space bus is establishing its orbit. And I'm
That's
putting
good.
it a 200-kilometer orbit so it can make its rendezvous with the
Right.
station.
Station is at what, 100, 175?
75
Okay.
actually, because I wanted it to be easier to get to.
That is a brave thing to do. 75K because below 70K orbits start to you get drag on the atmosphere and the orbits decay.
Mhm. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of maintenance maneuvers to, fix
Hmm.
the orbit because of all these docking maneuvers I do.
Sure.
I think it's, not this episode, but in the coming episodes, because 'cause I've actually recorded the footage for some of the earlier ones. I think it's now at 73 to 77, but
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on it,
Right.
and, it happens.
Yeah. What was that big? There was a chunk of something a chunk of a space station that fell to the space lab, wasn't it last year? Like a chunk of space lab or something that fell to Earth.
Chinese space
The
station.
Chinese one. Okay. Yeah, because they just dumped it up there and didn't care. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna fall. Whatever. The rest of the world
Yeah.
was like, uh,
Well, it'll probably be fine.
yes,
I I I don't think they were just dumped it. I think what happened was it went offline
hmm
a little bit sooner than they expected, and they just lost control over it, and there was
right.
basically nothing they can do.
Sure, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, about 500 delta V, I'm fine.
You got this. We're coming in hot, straight down.
It's actually not that hot.
We're coming in
I'm
straight down.
I'm I'm running my engines just a little bit. I had to slow it down a little bit more because I was gonna end up in that crater.
Hmm.
I'm still slightly afraid I'm gonna end up a little bit on too much of a hill.
Let's see. We'll come down. Looks like we'll have about what 200 delta V left when we land.
Yeah,
Uh,
almost there,
yeah,
almost there.
190. Yeah, it's reasonable.
A
Not
little
bad
bit
at
of a
all.
hill.
Yeah, as
And
long as
now
it's
I start the tedious process of mining.
right.
And
Which, in their defense, though, it's not as tedious as actual mining is.
true, but it takes a while. So the next two episodes, this is just going to be sitting on the moon mining.
Right. Slurping it
Hamdard
all up.
and Frodo.
Yep. Just having a good old time running that.
That's their life now.
Yep. I love that you're slowly sliding down the hill. It's
So
carving
I'm
a
at 2934. I think by the time I'm done, I'm at like 2819.
perfect.
But slowly sliding down the hill, is better than quickly
Then
sliding
like
down the hill.
yeah, or like rolling ass over tea kettle down the hill.
So what are we doing now? This is the space bus again. Um,
Looks like we're rendezvousing the space bus with the station.
yeah,
Yeah,
and this is all pretty simple stuff. I still use the rendezvous planner,
sure.
and I got really close with the Delta V on the space bus too. And we that moon miner's got to start doing its work because we don't have a lot of fuel in space, and over the next couple episodes, it becomes critical.
Right. I mean, there is the option to do another launch, but you know, you
Well,
know.
the next thing I'm going to launch, I believe, is actually a fuel tank to take to the moon, and I'm going to have the space bus take it there.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know that's not its main mission isn't to like carry cargo, but it can.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The
a good bus at its core is, basically a flatbed truck.
Yeah.
You know, like a really long one.
Okay. So here's my docking.
Okay, coming in at a weird angle. That's all right.
Well, I got to get below the station
Yeah.
and I'm just slowing myself down. Got to keep an eye on my monopropellant. Too high,
Mhm.
much too high. And I didn't because I didn't use what is it? The I didn't spread out the docking ports because I wasn't using fairings.
Right.
So docking is really, really close quarters.
Yeah.
And I, of course, did not retract the solar panels on the Liberator.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Manual docking. I managed to get it pretty close. Just had to snug it in there a
Yeah.
little bit.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah. So
So
there's
the
the station right now. The Liberator, the Space Bus, and the Ares 1 are the three ships docked there.
now you just got to get your dudes down there.
Here's Launch 17. This is the liquid oxygen tank that will go to the moon.
Okay. Good.
And I'm going to send the Ares craft out to catch this once I get into orbit and park it on the bottom of the moon bus.
Still have the Highway 47 flag.
Spin. There we go.
Perfect.
For most of the launches, I'm still using the jet engine design
Mm-hmm.
by Scott Manley.
It's a good idea.
And
Ah,
uh,
not anymore.
mostly reusable,
We're like 85% reusable.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm making an effort.
Yeah.
So I'm getting up into a 75-kilometer orbit. I'm really trying to launch and rendezvous with the station. It's just really difficult.
Yeah.
And transferring fuel into the main booster.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I've really skewed this orbit. I'm like 470. Now I'm at 78 and 67.
Eh,
It's fine.
it'll be fine.
Close enough. Now I'll send the Ares craft to go dock with it.
To rendezvous, to
Yeah,
intercept, as it were.
yeah. Again, use the rendezvous planner. And this whole episode, it's kind of boring. It's just routine stuff. It's just work.
Yeah. Well, most of what most things are is just tedium. Yeah. Looking good.
Yeah, you've seen me do the whole
Yeah.
rendezvous stuff.
Absolutely.
What I really should have done was combine this episode with the next one. This episode ended up actually being kind of short,
Right.
and the next one ended up being kind of long.
Well, it's all right. Not every game is the Super Bowl or something.
But why not? People like the Super Bowl, man.
People do like the Super Bowl.
Like even people who don't like football like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know. The most interesting Super Bowl that I remember is the one where it was John Elway's last game, and he jumped at a dude like back first, like he jumped up in the air and like spun around backwards and like just kind of knocked over a dude with his back. He was like
Hmm.
40, and the dude was like 20. It's like, yeah, it's the Super Bowl.
So I have a problem here.
Okay.
So right now, the Ares craft has a large docking port and the small docking port.
Right.
I need to pull, but the tank also has that.
Uh
But
huh.
the large docking port is attached to the booster,
Ah.
and I need and the the fuel tank doesn't have any RCS on it itself.
Right.
So I got to dock with it and then pull it off of the booster and then undock and redock.
And then flip it around. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I did a good job. Now I have to transfer some fuel over. Um, Basically, stealing fuel from boosters is how I keep the Ares craft fueled.
Sure.
Probably next episode, what I'll do is I'll flip it over because I want to just wrap this up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's it for this time.
All right. Well, we made some progress. We've got stuff moved around. We've got fuel being accumulated, and we're prepared for more crew to move to the moon. Right.
Yes, and
Awesome.
we'll do all the exciting stuff next episode.
Sounds great.